Friends, we're gonna look at I want the sun in my face. Let's see. What a clear image, huh? We're looking at massaging the outer edge of the foot. So this is our right foot, and the outer edge, this is the fifth metatarsal here connecting to your pinky toe. This line out here is a little bit stiffer than the inside of the foot. The inside of the foot can and should be able to move a lot. The outer edge should also be able to move. It's also an arch, and however, it can be a little bit tricky to mobilize that one. So we're going to use a thick stick. Something like a broomstick is a bit too small, but could work. But I'm using one that's probably like the size of a golf ball or so. And I recommend a stick, not a ball, because if you're using a ball, the ball can easily, this is like the knife edge of your foot, and it's hard to keep a ball under a knife. It's going to fall to one side or the other. So we're going to use a stick so you can keep an easy pressure or a constant pressure on this line here. So if we look a bit closer, we have the area between the heel and the fifth metatarsal knob here sticking out. This area we're really going to massage a lot. We're also going to massage directly under, because if you look right behind that bone is where the two joints are from the, what's it called? I'll think of the cuboid bone here. There's two joints to the heel bone and forward, and those two joints are right there behind that knob. So here we're going to spend some time with the stick as well. We're also going to roll forward to the base of the fifth metatarsal, because massaging all this line as well, which is going to cover the whole foot. But this back part and middle part is definitely the most important. So let's put the camera on the floor and look at how it's going to look with a real foot. So I'm going to start from the back and work forward. So from the back of my heel, there's this muscular part. I can just shift my weight on top. See how my knee is coming in on top. Here's my weight, and I'm getting a good massage here. If my foot starts, like if I let my foot, my knee go too far in, now the pressure is coming to the inside of my heel rather than the outside here. So just be aware of your knee orientation or shin orientation, that as I'm coming in, if I keep my knee a little bit more towards the lateral side, towards the pinky toe side, then now the pressure is all out here on the outside of my foot and really intense. So for that area, if you want, you can even balance on the stick and just feel that pressure on both sides. And I'm just trying to, again, keep the pressure on the outside of the foot. So I'm not letting my knees come in, and now this is an inside massage. I'm staying somehow, maybe straight knees helps to get that pressure out. Let's look at just super simple mobilization. So you can see as it is quite dirty, so I wonder why. I've been on the side of my foot, I think, on these black mats. But that bone there, right behind it and on top of it, I can just use partial pressure with one foot on top. Yeah, it's going to be hard. Yeah, it will not work to roll both, I think, because it's hard to keep the pressure right there. So you can just lean in with one foot and really work this back and forth. And see how the arch of that foot is pretty clear, huh? The same thing with the knee applies here. Don't let your knee go too far in and let this happen to your foot. Now there's no pressure on the outside. I need to let my knee stay at least on top of, and maybe a bit to the outside. Then I get the nice pressure right here. And actually it is, I can feel this now as I'm speaking, it is a really nice thing to go from the joints there and then on to the fifth metatarsal, because this here is opening those joints a bit underneath. And then as I roll in, now they're closing because they're being deformed over the stick. So this roll here is kind of creating a little bit of that movement back and forth. Basically my foot is doing this, something like this at least. That little bending motion just from this rolling here. If you really want to stretch and open under the joints, what you can do is place your foot up like this with the outer knuckle joints on the stick. The big toe knuckle is kind of off. And then I'm going to like lean in, and you have to find the right angle here, but I'm going to lean with my knee going over my pinky toe, and this is going to create some compression on the top here, which can be nice to explore that space and ability to compress here, but also the opening under the foot. So that's an option to kind of really start stressing your foot in a strong kind of eversion movement. eversion being kind of this direction, but in a passive way because we're just bending our foot over the stick here. And I can feel that it hurts a little bit. There's a lot of pressure here in the 5th metatarsal. Oh yeah, no, here I found the angle where the inside of my foot is really falling, and there's a lot of opening here on this side right now. And compression on top of the foot, which is to be expected. You might think, oh, I don't need that, why would I ever do that? But we do sometimes in our sports, you know, land with a foot like this. So it's not necessarily a bad thing to be able to compress this side. Also for something like a dragon squat, which I can't do, but to not fall on my shoulders here, I need my knee out. And so there we have a bit of the same situation, this stuff. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. This was a little, maybe too long walkthrough of kind of 3 different things. The massage of the back part, the muscles, then the rolling back and forth over the joint onto the metatarsal, and finally this diagonal kind of, what a great way of showing it, this pressure to just kind of stretch the foot. 3 things you can try and do with a fat stick to open the outside line of your foot.